Okay, greetings one and all. My name is Tony Leifer from the Waterski Broadcasting Company, and I'm sure that a lot of you out there, especially those of you close to the event of trick skiing, will know that Erika Lang recently set a new world record at 10,850 points. And I figured that we want to try and execute a little bit of a deep dive into that record, and no better person to do that with is Erika Lang herself. How are you doing today?
I'm good. How are you?
Not too bad, not too bad. So right now you're in Arizona. Now you've been in college, in Rollins College in Central Florida, for quite a considerable amount of time. How has that been for you?
Yeah, it's been really fun. I mean, I was there for 4 years and I skied a lot, but definitely not as much as I skied when I lived at home. But ever since I graduated and I had more time to ski, I've been really focused on my trick skiing, and the goal was by the end of the year to break the record, and I'm super excited that I was able to do that. So I'm super happy.
Now, you probably know a little bit of the history about Rollins College and so many of the skiers that have been there, like the Larson twins and Ronnie Barton and a whole bunch of others. I mean, how does that feel to be in the same college as some of those illustrious names?
Yeah, Rollins has definitely helped a lot of really big name skiers advance in their careers, and yeah, so many people, so many legends have gone there, and it's definitely an honor to have been on the same team with them. Just kind of keeping the history alive, I guess. But yeah, I mean, I had such a good time there, and the skiing on Lake Virginia right at Rollins College is awesome. It actually it's not the easiest to ski there, but it definitely made me a better skier because we have to ski on a big open lake with a lot of boats, and I mean, I think I became a better skier because of it.
So in other words, it toughened you up.
Yeah, I think it toughened me up because I used to ski just on a man-made lake every day, perfect conditions. And so when I would go to a competition, sometimes, you don't have that. So I wasn't able to handle it. But now that I've skied in such crazy conditions all the time, I definitely think I'm a better competitor because of it.
Excellent stuff. So, one of the reasons why I brought you here is to discuss your world record, but to provide a little bit of context for that, let me first of all show you the world record that you produced about 4.5 years ago. Funnily enough, at the site in which you train at in Arizona. So I'm going to try and put that up and transition across to there. So let's have a look at this, and feel free to comment in whenever you want to on this one. So that was your first trick, which was a mode back-to-back. Oh, took a bit of a hard landing on that one. I'm sure you've smoothed that one out. Oh, beautiful looking front flip.
We're good, but now looking back at it, I've gotten so much better. I haven't learned that many new tricks, but everything I do now is a lot better, a lot more consistent, a lot tighter to the wake, and yeah, it's just crazy to see the progression.
Yes, indeed. And this is the part where you actually slow the run down a little bit in order to execute that ski line no, and that's a feature of your run today, is it not?
Yeah, I mean, this whole run is basically the same. The hand pass is very similar. I just added a little bit to the end, and I'm a little bit faster now. And the main thing was the toe pass was really what allowed me to go 10-8. So
yes,
I've been working
indeed.
super hard.
We'll actually take a look at that toe pass in a moment, but we'll do a like for like. We'll do hand passes first, and then we'll go on to the toe passes. So I'm going to load up that towpath right now, and we're going to take a look at that in just a moment or so. Okay. Actually, let's take a look at the towpath from your previous world record. Let's have a look at that again. Toe 7 front and toe 5 back. Looking pretty smooth up to this point, I must say.
Mm-hmm.
Let me speed this up a little bit. It was on 1/4 speed.
Yeah, I mean, my toes, this toe pass is still pretty good, but I've definitely gotten a lot more confident with my toes and a lot faster, just a lot less movement in my upper body. You can probably tell from this run to my new world record. And I also learned a reverse toe line back-to-back, which is now in my run, which that was the key to going 10.8 and to breaking the record. I knew for the last couple of years that if I wanted, because the goal was to break my own record, and then my record was broken, and then and it kept getting higher and higher. So I was like, I needed that reverse toe line back-to-back for sure in order to break the record. So now I have this new toe pass, and it's going to be a game changer for me, even in tournaments as well. So
excellent stuff. So now working away from the past, which was 4.5 years ago in Gilbert, Arizona, for 10,460 points, we now bring it to present day, 10,850. You alluded to some of the tricks and some of the circumstances that created that world record for you. But before we go into this new pass, obviously you do a rather unusual preparation before for each of these trick performances. I mean, you're on dockside, and whilst you look at other competitors just doing simple warm-ups, you're doing handstands and gymnastic moves out there. What's up with that?
Yeah, well, I mean, I used to be a level 10 gymnast, so up until I was 15. So for me, like doing all of the on-land handstands and backflips, it kind of gets me like in the zone and gets me just kind of really the only thing that gets me like to feel ready for my run. So yeah, it's fun for me too. I don't know, it gets me really like warmed up. So
excellent
it's a little
stuff.
different.
Yeah, that great preparation obviously contributing to your great performances in the past and this performance right now. And with that, we will take a look at the first pass in the 10,850 point record. And let's have a look at this.
Okay.
Right. First switch right out the bat is the mode back-to-back. And that's a solid landing there on the reverse mode, but certainly a lot more solid than 4 years ago.
Yeah. Yeah, this hand pass was really good. I like these flips were. This was like some of the fastest flips I've ever done. I mean, they're pretty much like this now every time, but this one was, I would say, exceptionally good. And
okay.
The new nautique, the new ski nautique that was just released, it was behind that boat, and that's actually also been a huge help in doing this record, because I just feel like I can go so much faster. The wakes are super poppy, and I feel like I'm almost like on a trampoline. Like if you watch these flips, it almost looks like I'm just bouncing from one to the next.
Certainly a little bit more flow to them, a lot more elevation. So you're saying that the wakes on the Nautique are a little steeper?
Yeah, just the wake shape on the new ski Nautique that was released this year. Yeah, it has been a huge help in the record, because everything has just been so much easier. Like my flips and even my toes, everything just flows a lot faster with this new boat.
Excellent. One thing I noticed, and I replayed this pass several times, and obviously I put the point scores and the running total, is this front flip, and actually all of the subsequent front flips. Now, in the previous world record, that ski was kind of pointing out towards the outside and actually landing flat. As you come in to land on this one, I don't know whether you notice it so much, but that ski is actually pointing more towards the center of the boat, and it almost looks like you're landing on edge, so to speak.
Yeah, was that the second front flip?
That indeed it was.
Yeah,
it was the second front flip.
Yeah, so I mean, what I've really gotten, what I've gotten a lot better at now, in the last, since my last record was, the key to going fast on hands is not landing, and you need to land on the inside edge in order to come back in for your next trick. Like, you need to be landing your trick, already coming back in for your next trick, and that's the key to really fitting everything in time. So like my front flips, I'm really good at being able to land on that inside edge and just go right back into it, and that saves me a lot of time.
And by the time you actually got to the surface back-to-back on the outside the wake, you had about half a second left to spare. And you
I was actually mad at myself because I should have done another surface back-to-back. I think I would have gotten it in time.
Yeah, I was thinking that too a little bit. That would have taken the world record to 10.940.
I know. I stopped because I don't know why. I just stopped because I just didn't think I was going that fast, but I guess I was. So I wish that I had done another one, but do it next time, I guess.
Yes, indeed. I'm sure you're going to get another opportunity in the future to perform better on that handle pass. And actually, when I looked at that handle pass, by the time you got to your front flips, you were already pacing about a second faster at that same point compared to your world record 4.5 years ago.
Okay. Yeah. Those first four flips are super fast now. Where before I used to go pretty wide, and I would go super. I'd be like slalom skating, but now I've gotten it down to where it's like a trampoline.
Excellent, and good to see the progression in those 4 years between that point and now. And now we're going to take a look at the toe pass, the one that kind of got you over the hump, as it were. So we'll merge that in. And hang on a second. Okay, take it away, Erika.
Yeah, I was super happy with this toe pass. It was, I've been working so hard at going faster. It's not really going faster, it's making sure I got every trick so much better, so much tighter to the wake, and I'm using less of my upper body. Before I used to have a problem with moving my upper body more than I needed to, which really slowed me down. And now I'm definitely a lot more over my ski, not as much movement. And that's really been the key to going faster. And at the end of this pass, you'll see I do a reverse toe-line back-to-back, which took me 2 years to learn, and I finally got it down. So that was the key, and I knew that I needed to get that. So I'm super happy.
And one other thing I noticed, you actually switch wakes for these tricks.
Yeah, because in order to do this this end sequence, I have to do the toe line back and toe line back to back all on the same wake now, in order to fit that reverse toe line back to back in the run. Now everything's on the.
You want to see how close in time you had for that toe wake line back to back?
I'm sure it was close.
We'll take a look. We'll wind this on frame by frame. You landed that with about that much to spare.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Pretty close to the end, and I guess 2 years of solid hard work came to fruition there.
Yes, yeah, it's definitely a lot to get in time. Like it's definitely a hard toe pass, and to get all those tricks, all those toe lines, like you have to hit them all perfectly to where the line is tight and you're able to go. Because sometimes I'll hit them, but I have too much slack and I can't fit it in time. So that toe pass, I was lucky enough that I hit it with the right timing that I know how to do. Just sometimes, it doesn't work out, but that time it did. So I'm super happy it all came together. Because the world record, everything has to line up, everything has to work, and it did. So it's exciting.
I think someone said that you make your own luck in this world, and you certainly worked hard to get to that point. Now, obviously, in the last 4.5 years, there's been some stiff competition from the likes of Neely Ross and Anna Gay, and they've set records themselves. The last world record to be set was by Anna Gay with 10,700 points. And now there's a race to become the first tricker to go over 11,000. How do you feel about that?
Yeah, I mean, that's been my goal since I was like 10 years old. It was to be the first over 10,000, but I wasn't quite ready for that at the time. But now the goal is 11. So I'm really hoping, I mean, I have the run for it. So just, if I can put it together. I have one more tournament this year, and then there's some in the spring. So I'm hoping maybe to be able to do it soon. But I'm sure, my competition is super tough, and I'm sure Anna and Neely, they all have runs for that 11,000 as well that they're working on. But honestly, like, they have pushed me so much because they're so good. And before they started competing against me, I wasn't as motivated to push myself because I didn't have that competition, that super tough competition. And now I think I've become a better trick skier because of them coming up, and they made me work. So I don't think I would have tricked 10.8 if it wasn't for them to really push me.
I'm guessing that you're probably going to be continuing to trick past the horn, so to speak, at least on that first pass, to try and get that second back-to-back in. And by the way that you're pacing and the pace of your improvement, I would probably suggest that you'll be probably the first to go over 11,000. I mean, what was it? I mean, that would have been like 10,940 if you put a second back-to-back in there. But certainly a great performance, and I enjoy watching it.
Thank you. Yeah, I mean, for me to go 11, all that I need to do is the toe pass will stay the same, but all I have to do is, instead of doing the wake back-to-backs at the end of my hand pass, then all I do is just replace that with a different trick, like either a wake 7 or a ski line back-to-back or something else that would take me over 11. So it comes down to just me being able to make it on that tournament day, You
can do a wake 7, back from inside to out?
Yeah, wake 7 back-to-back from in to out. So
okay.
So either that or ski line back-to-back. There's like a few options, but so hopefully I'll be able to pull it off.
And it's good to hear that you're kind of planning ahead a little bit and trying to anticipate what you need to go over 11,000 points, So do you have any more tournaments before the end of this year, so to speak?
Yeah, I actually have one this weekend at McCormick's. So we'll try to do that 11,000 run there. And then there's a bunch in the spring. So if it doesn't work out this weekend, hopefully next year. And but I'm super happy. Like, all I wanted to end this year off was to break the record, and I'm super happy. So if I have to wait for the 11,000, it's okay. So I'm excited, and I'm excited to just be up around 11,000, because that's been my goal ever since I was really little. So when I was like 10 years old, tricking like 7,000 points, 11,000 well, it was 10,000, and then the goal was 11. So, I mean, then we're talking like we're in the men's. We're up with how the men are tricking. I mean,
Alexei, watch out.
Yeah, no, they're so good. But even like Anna and Neely, I mean, it's crazy how much women's tricks has progressed. We're definitely up there with the men, and it's really cool.
And it's certainly great to watch. Now, you're in Gilbert, Arizona right now, and I mean, you've trained in Florida for the last few seasons. You've graduated from Rollins College. What are you doing with yourself these days?
Yeah, so I just graduated in May, and the goal was, I mean, now that I graduated in the summer and the fall, I was taking off because I wanted to. The record. I mean, honestly, the world record was the main focus for the past few months. So I was really focused on that, and now I'm actually going back to school in January to get my master's. So that's what's coming up for me.
Yay, school.
Yeah.
I'm going to give you an opportunity now to give a big shout out to your sponsors and those people that have been behind the scenes to help you out and to help you set up for this world record. So, Erika, you have the floor in that respect.
Okay. Yeah, no, I would love to just thank my parents, Nautique Boats, D3 Skis, my coach, Richard Abelson, who's helped me for the past 6 years. I mean, without any of them, I definitely couldn't have done any of this. So with my parents pulling me constantly, and like ever since I was 3 years old, you know, my sponsors, they support me so much, and definitely make it possible to do this. Yeah. So, I mean, it's definitely, I mean, I definitely have a good work ethic, but without them, there's no way that I would be at 10.850. So.
An illustrious group of people that have helped Erika Lang to exceed the world record, currently set now at 10,850 points. Thank you very much for joining me on this fine day from Gilbert to Arizona. And this has been Tony Lightfoot for the Waterski Broadcasting Company, coming to you live from Arizona and Louisiana. Take care, and we hope to join you again soon with some more great waterski action from the Waterski Broadcasting Company.
Yeah, thank you.